live from the Streamline Mortgage Solutions studio. It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello, this is your mediocre time with Tom and Dan program.
Shut up!
I hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Yeah! We're here. We're doing it. Nothing can fucking stop us. Nothing can stop us.
It's weird watching this show.
Hold on. I gotta stop the music because everything's tied together. Hold on. I can do this. Hold on. I can totally do this. Okay, there we go. Now we're doing it.
Okay.
It's got to be cold like that. There's too many wires and too many things to get to. It's got to be cold like that.
Oh, man. We almost made it.
Almost.
We did. We almost made. Oh, wait. I don't have every. There we go. Okay, now we're up. It's complete. You know what? I like that things are falling apart, but also slightly held together. Much like, like when you're making a hamburger on the grill and you smash it too early because you're drunk and then the meat starts falling through the grates. That's what we've got today.
Yeah.
The patty's formed, but it's going to fall through the grates.
Oh, man. Anyway, we're doing the show today. It's not going to be a whole show. But we figured we just pop on and tell you guys what's going on. Originally, hold on, it's weird doing these through AirPods. Take them out,
take them off, like you're like Freddie Mercury.
Hit your button.
Yeah, you're really getting into the song. Just fucking throw them out and just be like, I'm just gonna do this with my heart, man.
They're clowning you, Tom, about your audio.
I know. I knew they would.
No. It's fine one-on-one, but when we get everybody together, like now we're running, and I hate these fucking Zoom shows. They're shitty, and this is just going to be shitty.
Yeah. No. The first thing I thought of when I was like, you know what? We should just do a quick show instead of because originally I was going to make this a BDM post and just tell all the BDMs like, oh, here's why we're not doing a show on Friday. Blah, blah, blah. But I figured it was better just to pop on and talk about it on the show for a little bit.
Now, where are you right now? You're in Wisconsin?
I am in Crystal's office. Here, let me turn this around.
No.
I think people will like this, warts and all, because it's real. And I'll go back to my original statement that I still stand behind. Nothing fucking stops us. We're just going to do it.
You know what? I'm going to go do this outside.
Do the bus decker. I like
why
that.
Not?
Yeah, why not?
Plant Daddy's going to show us his garden.
I got this fiddly fig right here that I'm just letting get some extra stuff.
I like that you're showing your mansion. This got a lot of celebrities into trouble when we first had lockdown, when they're like, we're just going to lock down and do our best. And then you're showing your mansion. Ooh, tasteless.
It's my Castleberry mansion. All right, so where should we start? Me and Sam got corona. That's basically it.
Is it corona or COVID?
And,
what are we supposed to say? And I didn't say anything because getting it is almost like a venereal disease. You guys are gross.
Yeah, we're blacklisted now.
Yeah, I don't have it. I don't have it because then that means one of two things. Either I have superhuman strength or... And this is the one that I lean more towards. I am much like a wart-covered pee-pee dog. I'm unkillable, and I will last longer than anybody wants me to ever be around.
I'm convinced, yeah. Out of all of us, the guy that has hypochondria did not get COVID.
I'm at the studio smoking weed.
Nice.
That's what I'm doing. I'm smoking the weed.
So let's tell the story. So this week we were trying our best. Like we had the last 2 weeks. Basically, we were trying to get a shit ton of recording done. So not only we can have all the ACT shows, or at least Monday through Wednesday done for the time we're out. But we have the end of the year awards, which is still going to come out, which Samantha and Daniel did a great job editing. We just got to finish it off, hopefully next week sometime when I basically get over this, which I'll ask you guys about. I'm not even sure of the protocol. I've looked up more about
No,
Corona.
we're going to think tank this today. I've made some calls. We can get you anything you need, whether it be the antibody treatment, the Mectum, whatever that shit is, any of it. Horses, the whole
Ivermectin.
yeah, we'll get you all of it, dude. We can do whatever course you want to go. We can either go science or podcast because both are acceptable.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I eventually it'll be over soon. Anyway, this week was a super heavy recording schedule, and so Monday we did our chatting with the masters, and we got a bunch of ACTs done. Then Tuesday, Sam text us and she's like, shit, I fucking tested positive for COVID. And first we were like, oh shit, we felt bad for you, obviously. And then this whole shit seems to be random. Obviously,
Yeah, so we had people in studio on Monday, and so Monday evening I started feeling just like sinus pressure. I just thought I was getting like allergies or like sinuses or whatever. But I was like Tuesday, I was like, well, I have this at-home test. It's probably not COVID, but let me go ahead and use it just because I have it.
Yeah, why not? It's also good to know the practice of doing one of those. Like, I don't know if you're like me, but there's so many little baggies and little things you got to do that I'm like, let me get one of these under my belt just in case.
Yeah, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just try, I'll test. It's probably going to come back negative. And then I saw the 2 lines and I was like, fuck!
Yeah, the old 2 lines.
So I immediately texted you guys.
Pregnant with a virus.
I immediately texted you guys, and then I was like, well, I'm going to try and get a PCR test immediately, and I'm going to start, messaging everyone I came into contact with, both yesterday at the studio, and as well as everyone that, I only saw like 3 people over the weekend, you know what I mean? I didn't do anything over the weekend. And I contacted all those people as well.
I was convinced.
Wait, let that go longer. Let that go longer. I like that.
After Travis got it and you didn't get it, and you were living with him, I was like, Samantha's never going to get it. So
we joked that I was immune.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. That's what I thought too. We got the text message.
It's this new variant, though, right?
Yeah, I mean that's the one that's supposed to spread faster. But Delta, I guess, is still the dominant one. But I guess this new Omicron, whatever it is, that is more transmissible. But anyway, so then you and I, meaning me and Tom, we were like, okay, well, you go take care of yourself. No big deal. We can get the most of this, the recording finished, and we were knocking it out. In fact, I think we did get next to all of it done except for the reaction piece for the awards and some little things like that. Sam was sick and still logging in to her Dropbox, editing things for me, making it it was working out pretty damn well, right?
Yeah, and me and you, Daniel, we basically, said like, hey, let's just take an at-home test every morning, and as long as we're negative, we'll obviously cancel our guest because we're exposed to Sam, but we're both, we're all vaccinated, so we thought like, we, should be fine.
Yeah.
And then, so we were doing the shows, and man, we're so close. Like, we were actually literally on Wednesday when me and Daniel left the studio, we were like, you know what, we fucking did it. We were like, we got the award show stuff to record, and then Craig from Pyrospot, we're going to do an ACT with him. By the way, Pyrospot opens December 21st. We got a lot of commercials we're missing today, but I'll mention them at the end. But anyway, so we were like that. We'll do the Friday free show. You know, it sucks not to have Sam, but you know, it seems like because we were keeping track of how you were doing, and it seemed like you were just having some how are your symptoms? How were they throughout this whole thing?
I think the worst day was probably later on Tuesday and early Wednesday. I was having some trouble sleeping. It's just mostly just congestion, a sore throat, like the first day, but that was about it. And I've been steady taking Mucinex Sinus Max as well as some hot tea and staying hydrated. I've been pretty good. Also, my husband has been staying home as well, and he tested negative. So I'm positive he's negative. He's been sleeping on the couch. We've been staying separated in the house. So it's just weird.
Now, what about you, TC? Because I talked to you yesterday when we were like setting up the Zoom calls, and you seemed, just like right now, I'm just like, okay, well, I wouldn't know, even seeing you. I mean, like, by the way, I'm always congested and always sneezing and always coughing at all times forever, and probably will until I die. So every morning I wake up with what I think could be corona every single day. Never not a day that there's I've never woken up and there's a good nice nasal passage, everything's moving. I've never had that. I will never get that.
Yeah, I can imagine that throughout the past year, almost 2 years, that people with bad allergies like wake up every day thinking they have corona.
And so when I talked to you yesterday after the Zoom thing, we were fine. We're like, okay, I'll see you tomorrow, bud. Let's check in with Sam. You're like, sure. And we're all texting. And then I'm laying in bed, and then my wife texts that you're not doing so hot, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, even if we reverse, like when I left the studio Wednesday, I got home, I felt fine. And like I said, I took a at-home test Wednesday morning before we recorded, and it was negative. And then Wednesday, like I was wrestling with the boys, the whole thing. That's what got me nervous. I was going to give it to them. And then like Wednesday night, like I was like, man, I feel weird. It started with like I wasn't hungry for dinner. Like I lost my appetite, and but I had took my nighttime
Adderall?
Medicine. No, I was high. So maybe I just
no, but that makes you hungry. Like for me, when I take my nighttime medicine, like I ate like last night. I ate 5 Christmas cakes, the Little Debbie ones, and that's a whole box.
Yeah, yeah. So I was like, maybe I'm just too high or something. Like like I feel weird, but I'm like, man. And then I started feeling that like. I didn't even, and I still don't have like any congestion or a little bit of cough, but like I started feeling like I'm getting the flu. And then that's when I was like, oh man, I'm like, I think I got it. And so I
you hadn't even tested, and you knew, like you texted me and you're like, haven't tested yet. I know I got you. Like you were like, I got it. I know I got it. And I think that's how.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. I think people know that. I think when you do have it, you're, oh yeah. This is exactly what it is. Has to be.
Well, it was either that or the flu, and I was doing the math, and I was like, I mean, I don't do anything, so most likely, I probably got corona. So it was like basically a fever, like a low-grade fever started Wednesday night. Then Thursday morning, then I took the test, and it was, positive as hell, like a thick, like 2 lines, like no mistake. It wasn't like, it's like a borderline, could be a line. It was apparent. And then that's when I talked to you Thursday morning, yesterday, and I was like, it's not that bad. In fact, I was like, I feel I'm going to get some housework done. I was going to pressure wash my pool deck, and like I was like, I got a lot of stuff to get done around the house, and I'll, obviously, we basically quarantined off our bedroom, and then Crystal and the boys are staying on one side of the house. But I was going to get some stuff done outside, and then yesterday, I was like, I'm going to lay down. I didn't take it seriously enough, and that was the problem. Like I let the fever get too high, and when like my fever got to 104, and that's when I think I was texting you later last night, and I was like, man, this shit is kicking my ass. Like it basically felt like the worst flu I've ever had. And there was like 3 or 4 hours where I couldn't even move. Like I was just sitting in bed. Like, you ever had like a real bad fever and flu? It felt like that. And then once I took Tylenol and the fever went away, I started to feel better. And then that's what I had to do. And now Crystal's like reminding me every 6 hours to take Tylenol.
Good.
And then if I do that, I'm good. But man, I was like, it definitely wasn't mild symptoms or whatever I thought it was going to be. Like and that goes to show that it's like different for everybody.
Sure.
And it's like, and you don't really know. So
yeah,
I guess
like the nighttime thing always bothers me too. Like I had a feeling, I don't know if you're like me, but whenever I get sick, you probably don't feel this way. I'm a high anxiety person, so when I get sick, like a flu or something, I really dread nighttime because when the sickness comes or the fever comes, it's always at night, like some sort of spooky vampire or something.
Yeah.
And when it comes, it fucking kicks your ass. It's like and then you're like, oh my god, am I gonna die in my sleep? Like it's scary. Fucking, I hate nighttime.
That was the worst part for my husband too. Like he could not sleep. He was just having like fever dreams and sweats all night.
Nighttime is like in the morning. If I'm got the flu or whatever, I'm like, I feel like I can handle this. But at night, for whatever reason, I don't know why. I don't know why cyclically your body does that. I don't know anything about science or anything. Also, I think my allergies help me with like my anxiety with this because I do wake up every morning sick. So I'm like, I can't. I have no choice but to not care as much because it's going to be that way forever. But I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you don't have a fever. I'm glad you both are all right. This shit sucks, and I'm sorry.
No. It's like I said, it seems to be random, and we'll get over it. And it sucks that we're so close to getting everything done. And like I said, originally I was just going to make a post on the BDM page and say, like, hey, here's why we're not doing the show, blah, blah, blah. And then I figured, why not just pop in and talk about it?
Are you going to do a post? Because I think you should include in there how I am more clean than either of you and that, like, I'm a superior in my hygiene. Can you add that? I guarantee I have the stinkiest genitals of anyone on the show. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
I'll tell you what, like, it's weird how it works, like, because everybody wants to, track it back and be like, all right, this, and it's kind of like what you do when anything, you try to rationalize it and say, oh, it's because of this and this and this, and here's why things happen. But man, it's like, I must have got it Monday. Daniel didn't get it. I definitely had it Wednesday night. And I was wrestling with Tommy, literally breathing in his face Wednesday night. Because he told me, he's like, "Ew, you have stinky breath."
Yeah, right.
That's a symptom.
Is it really?
Shit breath. That's a symptom of COVID.
The shit breaths. You got oh my God, that lady's got the shit breaths. Write that down.
And so that was Wednesday, and then like 2 hours later, I was like, I got a fever. So I'm guessing that I definitely had it then. I mean, but so it's like my sons and Crystal, don't have any symptoms and seem to be fine. And then it's like, and then I was recording with Daniel, 2 feet away from him. Yeah. We're both spitting in each other's face. So
no, do you remember yesterday we made a joke, or 2 days ago? It would have been 2 days ago. We were in the office. We were standing by the calendar, or Wednesday. We were standing by the calendar, and we said something, and then we were laughing, and then you spit, and it landed on my face. And, do you remember this? And I made a comment. I was like, "Oh my God!" Because I didn't think either of us had. I thought we dodged the bullet, right? And then I'm like, look at that, I got it, And I made a joke. Apparently, I don't know. Or maybe, just maybe, it's coming for me. And what if this is my last broadcast? Ooh.
Well, could be all of ours.
Nah. Mine's gonna, I'm older than you guys.
That's true.
You guys are young, you'll fight it off, I'm saying, what if mine's coming? It's just waiting.
Well,
festering.
Based on what I read, it's still more rare to get a breakthrough case if you're vaccinated. So, but man, the statistics that they put out must be a little off, because I was reading like it's 1 in 5,000 chance that if you're vaccinated you'll get it, and then I read like they got like a more recent article said 1 in 100. But man, I think it's more likely than that, or maybe with the variants or whatever, because
there's so many variables, right? Because there's different variants. There's also like, did you get your booster? So it's like, how long do these vaccinations actually last? Like it's nobody knows for sure of anything, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm signed up for a booster, I guess. But it was always the plan, but I guess I'll just stick with the plan and we'll all try to continue to do our best, right? I mean, Jesus.
Yeah. Like I was, because like once I got vaccinated, I was like all the booster talk. I was like, I should be fine. I'm younger, healthy. I probably wouldn't need a booster. And then I was under the impression like even if I got COVID, it would be like mild to next to nothing, and I wouldn't get that sick. So I'm definitely going to get the booster, I guess, next year or whatever, because I don't want to get a freaking flu for days like this shit hit me. So it's like. I don't know. I mean, just to not get this sick, I'll do it,
Right.
And again, I'll be fine. It's just I got sicker than I thought I would. And it goes to show you we don't know shit about anything, And, and then, it's one of those things like, you start thinking like, oh, well, I did the math. I'll be fine. And I am, but it's like, I don't want to be this sick again,
Right.
Yeah. And I think it fucked up all of our Christmas plans too.
Yeah, well, that's the super sad part is because like I don't think. Well, yeah, my first thought is always Sam's safety, now your safety. Seeing you guys, knowing that it's not that bad, like makes me feel a lot better. But then the second part of that is the families, the plans you guys had, where you were going, the show, getting the stuff out, like on time for our listeners. It's just a giant downer and pain in the ass, but hey, I guess all we can do is make the best of it, the best we can. We're still going to do all the shows and put everything out that we intended to do. It just might be a tad delayed. I feel really bad for you guys though, for like your Christmas plans and what you were going to do, because this changes everything, I guess. So I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, I guess that's the biggest pain in the ass is like when you have COVID, you just got to stay away from everybody. You got to cancel everything. It's not like it used to be. Where you're like, you can get away with once you feel better, you got to be more responsible. And that's the biggest pain in the ass is like not being able to see the boys. And it's funny, like I'll open the bedroom door and I'll sit on the bed and I'll interact with them.
No, it's like a prison visitation.
I know, right?
It is.
I mean, but because you want to take it seriously because you don't want anybody to get it. Yeah, it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Me and my husband have been doing air hugs from across the room.
No, I know. That's what, my boys are giving me air hugs, and they're in the kitchen. They're showing me what they got. They got some gifts in school
this is fucking heartbreaking, dude. I hate this. This is terrible.
No, I mean, it is what it is. It just, it's interesting because so many of our listeners and so many people we know have been through it that,
well, we've had some very fine listeners pass away from it.
I know.
It's no bullshit. So we, as much as we try to lighten the mood, because I think it's strange to try and lighten things a little bit about it because we all are going through it. But at the same time, you want to respect, right? And we try to do that. But yeah, man, it's completely
I don't want to make light and just say just because me and Tom are doing okay that this thing isn't serious. Because again, we know back in January, my husband was in the hospital for 5 days. Like, obviously, that shit got real scary.
Yeah. And obviously it's serious, or you guys wouldn't be in your boxes like you are. But yeah, my heart goes out to anybody dealing with it. But I am glad you guys are okay because that was and still is scary.
Well, on a lighter note, this is pretty funny, and me and Daniel were laughing about it. So Daniel, obviously, he's been worried about, because for obvious reasons, you're doing a show with a guy who had COVID, on Wednesday. So you've been like testing yourself and like, we've been talking back and forth in text and you were getting some like end of the year shit done at the studio. Because we still have the new ACTs, for the 2 weeks that we're out. We will get the award show done, and Daniel's been and Samantha's still been working from home, editing all that, and I appreciate you doing that, guys. And it's a really good award show this year, and I think a lot of people are going to be happy about it.
Yeah,
but,
there's a lot in it.
Daniel was like, we need to tip out Her Majesty Services, the lady that cleans our studio, because she's super good. She's always been,
she's the best.
Done an awesome job.
Yeah, I believe her name is Renee. So shout out to her. She's the sweetest. I love her so much.
And so Daniel's like, I'm going to leave her cash, and I'm like, yeah, get the petty cash, which again is my favorite thing about being a part owner of her business is having petty cash.
It just sounds good. Yeah.
So Daniel's like, all right, I'm going to tip her, the price of one cleaning. I guess that's the standard for like, I guess the gratuity for your cleaning person.
Yeah. So I took the money and I put it like in a little, like I didn't have an envelope. So I Tom Vanda, you'd be proud of me. So I folded a piece I'm sure they're in here, but I was trying to leave and get in and get out. And, and then, so I put the money in.
My God.
And I got cash. So I put it in
the dirtiest thing of everything that holds germs.
Yeah, and I coughed all over it. And this is before I'd even given myself a test for that day. And I put all the cash in a little piece of notebook paper, and I folded it, and then I wrote her name, and then Her Majesty Services. And then on the other side, I did write a note, thank you so much for making us look so good. Thank you for keeping the studio clean. I didn't say anything about you guys being filthy COVID people because I didn't want to freak her out or anything. So I just was like, everything's business as usual here. No COVID here, Dan. And I folded it. I put it on the counter.
And so we speculated. So then Daniel got in, and his notes for ACT.
Well, the studio looks better than. It is. Not that it doesn't always look good, but it is just a special kind of clean today. And all my notes are gone. Like, oh my god!
No. So
she threw all the notes away.
I think she did a deep clean, and I had a little stack of notes over here with a lot of cursing notes for when you weren't here, right? So I'm writing my notes over here, but I stacked them up. Now, normally she doesn't dig into it, but they did look a little rough around the edges. Maybe they had some protein bar chocolate on them or something, and maybe she thought it was trash, and maybe she threw all my notes away, and maybe it was because I tipped her. Maybe if I hadn't tipped her, maybe she wouldn't have done a better job. Maybe she wouldn't have thrown out my... I don't know. I don't know.
Oh.
Or maybe she didn't do it at all. I don't want her to I don't want her to be villainized in this beautiful show because she's a lovely woman.
No. It's funny for me to think because you tipped her. She was like, you know what? I appreciate that. I'm going to do an extra, I'm going to do some deep cleaning. And she saw some shitty papers.
They were shitty. And I deserve it because, like Andrea said this morning, had they been important, they would have been filed. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that.
Anyway, so I got great joy in the fact that Daniel and somehow inceptioned himself into more work because...
it's fine. I'll just tell Casey to listen to him, and if he hears anything, he can edit it out.
So, I guess we'll do the award show audio next week. And then what is the protocol as far as, how do I know I'm good? I know, Samantha, when Travis went through it, do you just wait till you have no symptoms, and then after
test again?
Test again, and then once you're negative, then you're not contagious, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess the whole game is just waiting out, and then once the symptoms are gone, then you test yourself, and once you got a negative test, then we should be good to go, right?
Yep, should be.
Okay, cool. Anyway, so that's it. We just figured we'd tell you guys what was going on in the whole T&D universe.
Now, how awkward is it for you to do, what comedians do, what other media does? Now you're on the other side. Sam's done it before, but she's got, this super pro setup because she does it. She has her own show. Semantics, let's get the plug in there. Anybody on the show this week, Sam?
No.
All right, didn't think so. Back to you, Tom. How do you feel?
If you find someone with Corona too, then you could do the show with them. Maybe you do the show with me. I'll go over and do the show, and we'll just
take him up on that.
It's like, finding a girlfriend with herpes if you already got herpes.
My God.
Wow. Okay.
I don't think her husband's going to want double Corona, though. Come to think of it, I don't think Travis wants double Corona in his studio.
Yeah, and you got the fever and everything. You got it worse.
You got the fresh Corona. She got like the old.
Yeah.
She got the OG.
I know. I was mad. I was like, God damn, Samantha. She's fine.
Look,
She got
I'm stronger than you.
I know. That's why I was telling Daniel, didn't I text you, my body must be weak?
Well, you did, but then I felt bad because when you're talking to people, okay, let's talk about this real quick. We'll give them a little bit of a show. There is a weirdness when you're talking to somebody and they got it and you didn't get it. You're kind of like, with me and you, tell me if you felt this. I was like, oh man, I didn't get it. I was trying to like back off and be like, well, maybe I will get it. And then you were kind of like, I must be weak. I'm the weakest person in the world. I'm like, no, you're not, buddy. You're good. You're good.
I was trying to make you laugh. And
I did think you were weak, though. I did think you were weak. Like when I was like, see, there it is. That's why he complains about his boys, but he's the same thing.
Again, it's just random, and that I guess that's why people should be careful, because it doesn't necessarily matter if you don't have, I don't have any conditions or anything that would lead me to believe that I would get it worse than anybody else. And since I was vaccinated, I thought like, even if I did get it, it'd be mild, but it was, it's still a bad flu and a pain in the ass. So it's like, everybody should still, try to stay away from it if they can.
I don't know why people don't see that, though. It seems to work the opposite, but you're right. It's like if there was ever a reason to be extra cautious, it's because it is a mega dice roll. But I think sometimes people look at it the opposite. They're like, oh, fuck it. And I'm like, well, I don't know, man. I don't know if you want to say that. Because the minute you say that, you might get it, and then you might have a pre-existing condition you don't know about, and then you might, get something bad could happen.
Or just like, I guess my biology, it was worse for me than it was for Samantha. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason why, so that's why everybody should just be careful and be safe out there. Anyway,
yes,
back at it.
Yeah. Oh man, that felt good.
So real quick before we go, and this is only because. I don't want to get behind with sponsors. Big thank you to At Home Floor Store, Seminole Power Sports, and Fair Villa, and also to Power Spot Fireworks, who's opening December 21st. And they got a brand new location this year. Of course, they got their Longwood location and their Eustis location, but now they have a new one in front of the Seminole Town Center Mall in Sanford, and that will be open as well for New Year's Eve. So Craig's been a sponsor for a long time, so I just want to make sure to take care of him because, we already, we have no Friday free show for Christmas week and then New Year's Eve, but we'll have our award show and we have brand new ACTs Monday through Wednesday next week and the week after that.
You didn't even talk about Black Christmas.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Black Christmas.
Jimmy show on one of those BDMs.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that'll be is that next week, Jimmy's show, or the following?
Black Christmas, I believe, is this upcoming Monday, and then the following Monday will be Jimmy.
There you go.
Yes. So thank you for reminding me. Black Christmas with D-Rug and Jolly will be this Monday's BDM show, and then we got Jim Colbert on for the Monday the 27th BDM show. Again, we were trying to record a lot, and at least we got that done. I guess it would have been worse if this would have happened at the beginning of December. So anyway, we almost made it to the end of the year with no corona, but it got us. So, but we'll be back. And Samantha, I hope you feel better.
You too, man. Stay on that medicine.
Yeah. It should be good. I think, I guess the worst is behind me.
How do you guys hope? You guys both hope I don't get it, right? Say something about me. I mean, God. I kind of feel like left out. I feel like this is shitty, and I feel like this isn't good okay, we've already had people exiting the show in droves.
It's been a
And
rough month.
It's been a rough month. We had a guy quit, right?
My
and then
God.
it causes us extra work. And then we got everybody gets corona. But then I feel like you guys are bonding over your fucking corona. I got nothing. I'm back here at the studio. At least you guys got that cool, you got the bond. I mean, I got nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll drive to the studio and cough in your face.
I don't think
if you
it'll.
want
I
it.
don't think it'll matter. I think that I am so. I think that I'm such a low life form that I like. You would need to be a full blown human to get it. I feel like, and I'm not quite there. I don't think I'm there. I don't think I was premature, and I don't think my organs formed perfectly. Like I think there's still some stuff in there that needs to form up. Should we get out of here?
Yeah. Oh, tell me if this is cheesy. So, like, I know I got corona. I took that home test, and then I was like, all right. But we were gonna leave to go to this. You remember last year in Christmas time, me and Crystal and the boys went to this place on the West Coast and stayed on the beach for a couple days.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that again on Saturday after Friday's show tomorrow. And obviously we had to cancel it, but the hotel was like, well, we'll give you a free refund or a full refund if you show us a PCR positive test. And then so
Oh, you got to get that,
like,
dude. You got to go get that and get your money back. Yeah.
No, I did. But it was like, but the only reason I'm like driving to CVS and doing the nose swab or whatever is to get
it's because I told you to.
No, yeah. Thanks, Samantha. Because I
Tom
literally
texts me and he's like, I'm going to have to pay $250 for this test. I'm like, what? They're free at CVS. Go through the drive-thru of CVS. They're free.
Yeah, but he also told his wife. Oh man, I don't want to bust you out.
Bad at life.
He also told his wife because his wife said you get the treatment, the antibody thing, and he's like, that's $10,000. And my wife's like, no, if you go to a Popka high school, they give it to you for free.
I don't know.
What ads are you looking at on Google?
I just searched
Oh, no.
COVID test question mark, and then I hit enter, and then it tells me $10,000.
Because that was a quote. Because my wife's like, I was talking to Andrea. I go, what are you doing? She goes, I'm sending a link to Crystal because Tom thinks that the antibody test is $10,000 a test or $10,000 a treatment or something. And I'm like, I was like, stay out of their shit, you nosy ass bitch.
And I think that's for people that need it or have pre-existing conditions or whatever. I'm just I'm a big baby too. My wife tells me that all the time. Like she's like, because she gets to say like she'll get the same sickness I got. I mean, we've been together for 20 years, and then she was like, I had what you had, and you are laying in bed, so I may just be a big baby too. And so that could be it. Anyway, all right, so. I think we're done here. Huh?
Yeah. This is what it's like to end a Zoom meeting if you worked at a corporate office. You're like, okay, we're all done here? Decided? Applebee's? 3 Applebee's.
I will tell you, it's weird doing it like this. And, I knew people were going to make fun of me because I bitch about the comedians and their audio and stuff. And I'm doing it. I'm doing exactly what I'm bitching about, which just seems to be a thing in my life.
That's very on brand for you.
Yeah, that's why I think like if you had a perfect setup like Sam's, then I don't know. I think people would be like, "Oh, well, that's."
I mean, we've talked about it for 2 years that we were going to set you up.
Oh,
so
it's
that
in
it
here.
sounded good when he had to get.
No, it's
COVID,
in it. You want to hear something awesome? At the beginning of COVID last year, he brought over all the equipment. He brought it back 2 weeks ago.
Why?
Because I thought it was in the clear. I was like,
he said it was over.
That's karma.
I know. Not that it was over for everybody, but I was just like, I think I'm in the clear.
It was a very George W. Bush moment. You stood at the front of our studio in a full flight suit and said the war was over. You're like, we did it.
I did think when I was like, hey, we should do a show, that I was like, man, I don't remember where I put the microphone Daniel gave me.
Oh, my God.
You did
and I was the one that said, like, hey, we should be prepared for one of them. Like, if I get COVID,
I know.
we can continue to do the show. And then, of course, I'm not. But you're right. For anybody who thinks this is a bit, This is not a bit.
All right. Mission accomplished.
I am. I'm this stupid.
No, you're not. Well, let's get out of here.
It's COVID brain.
To all of our listeners, thank you guys for downloading this. Sorry it's not a full show, but we'll be back to that soon enough. To all of our clients, thank you for your patience, and we love you just as much. And, is there anybody else we need to give love to, buddy?
No, just besides from our sponsors for today's show, like I said, At Home, Seminole Power Sports, and Fairvilla. But all our guys know, supporting our sponsors supports us. We are going to take the next 2 weeks off, but we will have the shows we talked about, new BDM shows.
Yeah.
So if you're not a BDM, you can sign up at TomandDan.com. We got some cool stuff coming up next year we're excited about. And we just want to, basically thank everybody who continues to support us, and we appreciate that. We'll get over this, and we'll be back in studio, and it'll be normal soon enough.
Very good. It just felt right there. It felt right to not care about anything you were saying. Well, I love you both. I wish you the best. You're going to be fine. And check in with me. And then, hey, I guess we'll see you next year.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Oh, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.